Hey, good morning. Oh my gosh, it looks like there's a bunch of people on already. Good morning, everybody. Good to see you. Happy Thursday. Can you believe it? So we are now like into our first week of doing coffee time because we've done 5 episodes successfully. I'm not counting the first 2 because they were terrible. Um, oh, I'm so glad to see you all chatting. That's so great. Good morning, everybody. Best news today. Oh my gosh, I got to catch up. Good morning from Virginia Beach. Hey, Amy. Hey, Joelle. Hey, Chrissy. Good to see you. Oh, it's good to see everybody. I love to see all those names pop up. Feeling so happy and connected. So many interesting things. Hey, Lily. So many interesting things to say. Good morning, Cynthia. Oh, before I forget, did you all notice, if you're interested, I uploaded a video this morning that I shot. Good morning, Susan. Kind of late last night, one of the weekly reviews looking at different rugs from the different social media pages, Facebook pages. I posted that on YouTube. So that was episode number 4, I think. It's about 40 minutes long. I think it was the best one yet. I loved the rugs I looked at. Hey, Brandy, good to see you. So don't forget to look for that on the Facebook page or on this channel. The new episode I posted last night was great. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I just went crazy for the rugs this week. I go crazy for all the rugs, but they were just my particular taste. Hello, I'm glad to see everybody popping up. Hey, Linda from Massachusetts. It's great to see you all chatting too. That makes me real happy. So a few things. The video, I wanted to remind you I did that. I posted another short video about dyeing in the style of the Loch Ness Monster, meaning using mason jars, which is a really old way of dyeing because you're steaming instead of direct dyeing. And with yarn, like in the video that I posted this morning, it was using a sari skein, S-A-R-I, that I didn't like the color of, and I was over dyeing it, and I was putting it into the different jars of dye, Loch Ness Monster style, because you know how the Loch Ness Monster is like this. So the sari or whatever yarn you're dyeing goes from one thing to the next and just dyes portions of it. I put a little video of that up too. And you know what else I did? There's now, if you are on Facebook, and I know it's not for everybody, there's now a tag on our Facebook group, which is Rug Hooking and Punch Needle Club. There's a tab for files. And yesterday I noticed a bunch of people downloaded the leaf from the leaf rug that we were looking at yesterday. And that made me real happy. And I can't tell how many people used it off Facebook, but hopefully tons. But I know how with Facebook, the news or the posts go down in the page so quickly, they get lost immediately. So this new tab called File is set up in that group, and you'll find the leaf there. So you can download it anytime, no matter how buried the actual post gets. You can find that. And I want to encourage other people because the File tab in the Facebook group is a shared tab. And what that means is you can post in there too. I know nobody's going to post like a picture of boobs or something, so I feel really good about having it there. If you have a file that you want to share, like a template that you did or a stencil or something that you want to share, a free pattern, go ahead and post it there and just let people know or let me know so I can spread the word. It'd be great. I'm going to post in there as often as I can, templates and stencils and free stuff. It's nice to just have it there as a little permanent library where people can just take stuff out, not return, just print stuff out. So I thought that would be really fun. One other thing, I had a brainstorm that I got super excited about. So tell me if this is a bad idea, because sometimes I need a bad idea check in my life. So I was thinking about, obviously, rug hooking as usual. And I've been thinking about, because now it's turning into fall, I've been thinking about all the years I was a tour guide on a bus, and we'd be going through, northern New England at this time and be with the same group of people for 8 days and making friends and having fun and telling stories. And I miss that so much. And one of the things that I did every week was have this crazy bingo game on the bus during a long stretch. And I would make up this, Ravelry is awesome. Yeah, it's awesome for ideas. I have something on that in a minute too. But I made up this bingo game, and it was like I had a different one for each location. So for Yellowstone Park or the California coast, I had one bingo game. But for the New England states, the 6 states, I had a different bingo game. And it was like, instead of calling out B for whatever, I would call out like maple sugaring or Lizzie Borden or something about New England. And then I had a little card that would say a little bit of something on that subject. So people, while they searched their card, and we played for money, of course, while they searched their card, would be listening in the background to a little nugget of information about that thing. So I thought, let's do that for rug hooking. Like, what if I made a bingo game and I had the cards and I hosted it once a month and we did this live. We did it live, or maybe we would do it Zoom, and I'd have to close it. So there'd be more than one episode, like we'd top out at 12 or something. And when people wanted to sign up, you would tell me you wanted to sign up, or you check out in Ribbon Candy Hooking Store, and getting a card would be like $3. And I would send you a card, a random card. And of course, they're all going to be different with the different placements of things in different places. And then we log on to Zoom, and I do the same thing where I have a bunch of cards that I pull, but they're rug hooking subjects like Waldoboro rugs, Edward Sands Frost, all different things that have to do with rug hooking. So when I make the call, I read a small little paragraph about something on the subject of rug hooking. And I was thinking originally, and then I can pool the money that you put in to get the card and have a drawing. But then I thought that's probably illegal, right? To do like over Zoom. I don't know. Hey, Joelle. I'm thinking it might be. So I'm going to check into that before I get into big trouble, because it's always fun. On the bus, we always had a drawing of all the collected money, because some people would play like 4 bingo cards at once, and the bus driver would play a bingo card. I'm going to work on developing it and letting you know how it goes. I'll find out if we can do money prize like at the end. And if not, we'll do a giveaway, like a pattern giveaway or something like that for each group, each person that wins in each group. It'll be multiple winners then. But I just thought it would be fun. And another way for us to get together. Yeah, it sounds like fun, right? Everybody loves bingo. It's a quick way to learn. What if you collect money but send like yarn or wool? Exactly. So that's like, if we do the prize route instead, that's what we'll do. As if you haven't got enough to do. I know, Olivia, right? Totally. But it's fun to do something more. And I love these get together things. So I thought it would be fun. So yeah, Lily, if we don't do the money cash back thing, then I'll do like some yarn or some wool or something, and we'll give that away instead. But I just thought it would be a fun way for us to get together and be silly, play bingo, learn a little bit about rug hooking, and all of that. And I also wanted to say before I forget, I had a couple of people ask yesterday after that leaf rug about strips, and do I have strips, and they're not seeing strips. Chrissy, you asked this first on the website. I always have strips, and I do have that Sissix, which isn't doing well with replacing trays right now, but I have trays for 5 and 8 cuts. So this afternoon, I'm hoping to put something right up on the main page of Ribbon Candy Hooking, that big bags of strips. So all different colors, and it will be like light or dark, brights, autumns, a lot of different categories, but mixed. And I'm going to probably make each bag just under 1 pound, like 15 ounces. Because as soon as you hit the pound mark with the USPS shipping postal system, it bumps the price up, right? You hit the next category, but you can ship stuff for like $3 or $4 if it's first class and still under 1 pound. So anyway, I'm going to put together bags that are under 1 pound, just under 1 pound. So I'll put those up on the website later. Those will be the strips. So I wanted to talk a little bit. I have a book I want to look at together, and I wanted to talk a little bit about dyeing, because I've been doing so much dyeing lately. I've been working on doing some skeins in my Halloween colors that I love. And I've been working, like these are ones, I don't know if you remember a while back, Jocelyn was dyeing some fall colors. And I haven't decided how to use these yet, but they're so pretty. She did a bunch like this, like 5 like this. She did such a nice job. And then she did this one, which is like another crazy autumn one. I've got a wind better, but just really pretty. So I've been doing a lot of dyeing. I've been also making plenty of dyeing mistakes, putting in too much of something, not paying attention, not reading my notes because they all look like this. And I realized I made a mistake making my peanut butter yarn yesterday. And it's not peanut butter at all. I accidentally used red instead of the Concord grape color, which is like a purple. So later on today, I'm going to record a video on using this stuff, which I've never used. It's Cushing's Perfection Color Remover. It's like a vintage product, but I have tons of these packs, and they seem like they're still alive and active. I'm going to try this and try other color removal stuff in a video to see what removes if you do make a boo-boo and you want to correct it. Let's just see how it works. I haven't done this before. I've bleached like clothing and stuff because it's super hip right now, apparently. But I haven't done this. So I'm going to make a video of this later, and you can see how to remove color if you're not loving it. I'm also in the process of putting together a class on dyeing. So I'm putting together some, Deanna, do you have a video on dyeing for beginners, start to finish, or a book to recommend? Yes to both. I have a few videos on dyeing. And I can tag you in them later off the channel. Some are more basic than others. The ultimate dyeing book is the Jean Shepherd book, Prepare to Dye, D-Y-E. That's Jean, G-E-N-E, Shepherd, S-H-E-P-H-E-R-E-D, or A-R-E-D, I think. Jean Shepherd, Prepare to Dye, D-Y-E. That's the Bible of dyeing. But I do have a few videos. And more videos coming. I have quite a few videos, but that Jean Shepherd book is something you can look at and keep, in super slow motion, just open for you. And it's a really great book. And so I'm going to put together a class. And right now I ordered some stuff on Amazon so I can send each person like a couple of blank skeins of yarn, a couple of pieces of door wool ready to go, blank, some little bottles, a bunch of already mixed colors in jars, those little salt spoons, the big measuring spoons, the metal double-headed measuring spoons are quite expensive. When you get into it big time, you want to invest in that expensive stuff. But sometimes things are inexplicably expensive and it gets on my nerves. So those little spoons work great too. But I'm putting together little sets to make a very economical dyeing class for us, like a one-time class to show you how to do casserole dyeing. And I'm sending you 90% of the stuff for this class. How about simmering in synthropol to take out dye? Synthropol is like a wetting agent. I've never known, Trisha, you might know more than me on this. I use synthropol a lot, but I always use it before to soak the thing, to prep it to take color. And then I sort of exacerbate the chemical process there by putting in citric acid or vinegar. But I'll give it a try. I'll try synthropol to take color off. I might as well. And you know what? I'll try it in the video. So then we know if it does anything at all. Sometimes you just want a little bit. Okay, so it also takes the dye out. Thank you. So I'm going to give that a try too. I'll try the old vintage pouch and I'll try the synthropol and let's see what works. Because sometimes you just want a mellow change. As far as dyeing goes, I just want to show you an example of a mellow change. So, I'm working on this set here for my little Lizzie Borden design that I'm really, really keen on for doing before Halloween for myself. And these are some of the colors I'm working with here. So these are some of the things I've dyed recently. I was working on this design earlier this morning. That was what I was working on first thing. And I've got to beef it up a little bit, but I added like leg of mutton sleeves from the period. And a little bit of a glow in the cheek. I just love this story so much. And it seems like as time goes on, I get more interested in things that my dad was super interested in because he's been dead for years. And he was super interested in Lizzie Borden. So I've read all of the books he had in his library about her and the court transcripts and stuff from the stenographers. And it's such an interesting case. It's like one of those things that everybody thinks they know the answer, and it's definitely her, and it probably in part is her, because why else would you be burning a dress with blood on it the morning after an axe murder? A little bit suspicious. But I was always interested in the story because nobody seems to know that on the night of that horrible murder, there was a person in the house who had never been in the house before. The first mother's brother had come to stay, and he'd never visited before, and he stayed for one night, and there happened to be a murder in the morning. Strange when that happens too. So a lot of interest there. I read about it a lot, and I put together this design because I loved it. So, and I just love the story of her. And she became a shoplifter afterward. She got off of the charges, but she lived in Fall River, and everybody turned against her, even though they were an upper class family, understandably. But she became a shoplifter and had all these compulsive things. She seemed to have a female partner who was an actress, and that worked against her too. So there's a lot of sadness in the story too. It's not just like a grisly Victorian murder, but I tried to use colors that were a little grisly. I added my sort of rusty one that one of my dyeing videos shows this one. It kind of looks like a crappy old garment or something that was up in the attic chest too long. And I thought in terms of like introducing something with a daguerreotype quality that's a bit sepia, a bit black, a bit gray, this might be a good thing to add. But I dyed a bunch of colors, including, I haven't introduced this one yet. A lot of people go for my antique black, which is like black with lots of other dark colors like eggplant, aubergine, navy, dark purples. It's not a solid black, and it's a really popular color that I sell. So I made Halloween antique black too, with black background, and then all these like radioactive, crazy, monstery colors. So I'm definitely going to use that. But what I wanted to show you was in the dyeing process, I casserole dyed both of these dyes. And again, this is just 1 second of dyeing because I know dyeing's not everybody's bag. But this is the main one that I dyed, and this is the second one that I dyed. And I dyed them both with exactly the same colors and exactly the same positioning of colors, like evenly distributed. This is all Dorr wool, Dorr, from the Dorr Mill in New Hampshire. So if you log on there, this is natural, undyed. They're plain white wool or natural wool. They often have you're welcome. They often have they don't often have sales, but they often have a tab of like mill ends. And on that tab, you have to buy quantity, but you end up getting quite a lot off per yard if you are buying a lot. So I went on the other day and I had to spend maybe $400 or $500, but it was way more than I would have gotten if I had bought it normally. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with it, except it's the ends of the bolt. So like the uneven number that comes off after they take the part that they put into the store, there's always something left over and it's not always the same amount. So they bag those and make them mill ends. So that's a good way to get your wool for dyeing a little bit cheaper. Check Dorr Mill, their store online, mill ends. But so I put the same amount and everything in here. And the difference between this really vibrant one and this not so vibrant one, same color, same amounts, is that I poured kettle water on this after. So this one went in the casserole dish and I sprayed and squirted the way that I do in my videos. That sounded so weird. And this one, I did the same thing, but then I took a kettle and I just poured more boiling water on it. And it gave it more of a watercolor effect. Again, same colors, but more of a watercolor effect as opposed to this one. And you can see how these two will go together. If you're doing an open background, it's exactly the same colors. It's just this one is the watercolor version and the other is the oil version, to make a crazy metaphor. So I thought that was really neat. I've been working like a maniac on dyeing because I enjoy it so much. And I will put that class together soon because I want to create a situation where if you haven't dyed before, you have most of the supplies and the only things you have left to do, thanks Linda, is get like a casserole dish from a thrift store, or like even the disposable ones, and like a shower curtain to cover your table, basic things. I want to make sure that I create a kit where I send you all the main things at a really low price so you can start dyeing and see if you like it. Because it's a lot of setup if you have to buy everything full size, full quantity. So I want to transition. We always have to look at a book because I just love these books so much. This is a very hard to find jobby, but Fleet in the Air, go onto eBay. If you don't have this book, All Aboard the Circus Train, Rug Hooker's Circus World. It's a nice spiral book. It was put out, there's not actually a date on it. It was put out by Patty Yoder. Who is like a legend in rug hooking, obviously. I'm sure you know more about her than I did because I took it up, I think, after she had passed away. But she did so much tremendous work, and this book is unbelievable, but hard to find. If you put a search into eBay, you'll have a better chance you'll be alerted when it pops up, and it's often expensive. I can't remember how much this one was, but it's often expensive, 30, 60 or more, because it's extremely rare. But I love this book because it's a collection of rugs that you probably won't otherwise see. This book is based on an event in the year 2000. The Hooked in the Mountains rug show. They were sitting around one night, apparently, the Green Mountain Guild. This is the Green Mountain Guild. And they came up with the idea of a circus theme called Under the Big Top. And the idea was that each person who wanted to would enter and they would do one of the trains on the circus train. So you would get like the outline of the wheels with the base and then whatever you want on top of it. At that point, it's all you. And there would be like an exhibit with all of the finished products. And these are small mats. These are not going to be huge works, but everybody did such different stuff. It's tons and tons. There's no page numbers on this, but there's a lot of art in here. I just want to show you a few of the ones that I loved so much that were so different. Because of course, with the circus theme, you immediately think affiliated with the Green Mountain Rug Hooking Guild. Yeah, so I was not hooking at this point. I was living in Europe and miles away, and I wish I would have been a part of this. This is so cool. But it's nice to have this book to see what everybody came up with. And you would think everybody would do like a lion, a tiger. Very few people did. I think because you're thinking everybody else is doing the same thing, you want to do something different. Got a pink elephant here. I mean, that's hard to beat. But this is one of my favorites because somebody decided to do, Beverly Delnicki in Wheelock, Vermont, decided to do like the concession stand. And so cute, the cotton candy, the popcorn, the peanuts, and like a theatrical drape around like a proscenium kind of a composition. So neat. It's so neat to flip through and see the ones that are different. This one I thought was really different. You see those 3 elephants with the colored balloons? This was by Diane Kelly in Dorset, Vermont. And what she wrote in her write-up was that while she was working on it, she thought, what a sad thing that elephants are so gray. Like, what a boring color to live in gray. And she decided to make them like Technicolor colors and give them colorful balloons. I thought that's really, when you realize what someone's thinking when they put the thing together, it makes it extra special. I love this one too. This is the Circus Train by Elizabeth Morgan in Wallingford, Vermont. And it's the 3 pets of their house, like their 3 animals, Buttercup, Frankie, and Tuxedo. So the bird and the dog and the cat, she put them into the circus train because why not, right? So cute. Let me show you a few more while we have a little time. This I really liked too. 2 people had done the same composition, and I love it when this happens because you can compare them. Not in terms of which one's better, just in terms of, wow, different choices. How cool is that? Get like that sort of Benjamin Franklin, early American rising sun on the top of it. This pattern is actually by Beverly Conway, Bev Conway. And I was so lucky to see her at one of the ATHA Chapter 1 meetings last fall, where she came and talked about her book on words. She was one of the people who put together this book on words. I'll have to think of what it's called. Hooked on Words. That's what it's called. And she came to talk about her method, her technique of putting secret words into the back of your hooked rug for somebody. But she designed these 2 lions, and it's just neat to see them done in 2 completely different ways. But there aren't a lot of lions. There's a lot of other stuff going on in this book. Look at this one. This is so funny. The Fur Lady, and you see how she applied. This is Joan Stocker in Kittery Point, Maine. She applied fur, like fake fur, to the beard. And she wrote in the thing on the side that she wanted to make it the bearded lady, but she couldn't fit the text onto the train. So she made it the Fur Lady. And that just makes me laugh. What an awful state of being. And you know what? I probably shouldn't say it, but Jocelyn, my little daughter, has this crazy tuft of fur on the back of her leg. I wonder what we're going to do about that when she becomes a teenager. She's had it since she was born. I was half expecting her to grow hair everywhere and become, one of those unfortunate people who their entire bodies are covered with fur. Why am I talking about this? Trisha, are you saying something that makes sense? More than me, for sure. The Guild is in the process of having a show go virtual that got canceled this year because of COVID. I saw that. It will be available publicly in November. You don't have to be a member to get access. That's awesome. Trisha, can you keep us updated on that? I belong to that, but because Facebook is so crazy and busy, I miss a lot. So I'm going to make a mental note to check that out because I saw that cancellation. Everything is canceled, right? It's such a super bummer. But I would love to see what's going on this year. Oh, you're on the board. Thank you so much. So now we've got an in. We're going to know what's going on with that live show. And it's like the good things and the bad things. It's awful that the show is canceled because it's so fun to see people in person. But at the same time, so many people are going to see it virtually. I mean, we're all going to see it, right? We're all going to make sure we tune in for that. I loved this composition just because, we talk about primitives a lot. I love primitives. I love designs where you could fold the paper in half and it's the same on both sides. I love the shared tail that becomes like a giant tassel and is like further, the feeling of a tassel, sort of something decorative, is further enhanced by the decorative qualities of the car itself and the polka dotted background. You get almost like an upholstery kind of French decorator feel to it, but these beautiful primitive lions with very different colors and very different faces. That was by Judy Quitman in Manchester, Vermont. Trisha, do you have one in this book that I should be showing? Let me know if you do. I would definitely want to show it. I'm just blazing through here. I love this one. You're going to know why. Mary Sargent Johnson, Vermont. This is called Not Endangered Species Anymore, The Happy Hooker. So in other words, in her circus train, she put a lady hooking a rug behind the bars. And yes, indeed, thank God, rug hooking has had a renaissance. And I think it's having more of a renaissance now. Again, one of the good things about everybody being at home, it's nice how many new people are hopping on board with all kinds of rug making, whether it's latch or punch or hooking. It is a good thing. I think people are finding out how aggravating quilting is. It was never for me. I did it for years and it was never my thing. Now, this is the last one I'm going to show in this book because we're getting there with time, but I love this one too. Ray Harrell, Hinsburg, Vermont. Oh, I think I have her other book, the one that Michelle McReilly's in. I'll have to pull it out and see. The one with all the nudes. This is the Queen of Denial, right? Isn't it funny when people say that, like the Nile, but denial? And it's this crazy, I can't tell if it's a cat or a monkey or some kind of an exotic animal, and more like a chaise than a circus train. And it's so neat in this book to see the way that people have transformed the circus train to be something with bars, to be like a cage. One person at the beginning did something that was like an emotional reaction to the idea of the circus train with the animals being caged. She did a clown that was crying behind the cage. It was one of the like powerful ones. It was like a statement, Peta the Clown, Davy McGrath, responding to the idea of animals being locked up in cages and stuff. I can't say much on that because I love going to the zoo and I love taking the kids to the zoo and having the experience of having them see things that we wouldn't normally see. But I understand the sentiment as well. So there are so many different versions of bars, no bars, chaise lounge versus just a platform, fancy proscenium with curtains. There's so many different things that people did in this book. And it's a great book to have. Look at this one with all the flamingos on the back cover. So look for this. The best places to look for some of these books I show that are not in print anymore and are just not readily for sale. Abe Books, ABEBOOKS, Abe Books. That's been around for a while. They often have books like this. Obviously eBay, and also Amazon does a lot of used booksellers. I was thinking about also in our file, now that we have the file tab on the Rug Hooking Facebook group, I wonder if you would want to do something like this over the winter. Our group doing something that's like, haven't thought it through, but maybe something like a primitive vase. And then, I send you like maybe on transfer, the fiber mesh, the fiber tape. I send you the shape of the vase and you transfer it onto whatever backing you like the best and fill in the vase, something like that. And then we put together a whole bunch of them and show them and share them. That could be a really fun thing for us to do at home too. A little bit disorganized, no pressure and that kind of stuff. But if you can think of an idea, I just thought of the vase because it's like right there. And of course, flowers don't have to go in the vase, just like clown behind bars or, cat on a chaise lounge. Try wool and hook trading post on Facebook. That's a good one. I always want to mention when you're looking for something, if you are on Facebook, the best groups to look are the wool and hook trading post and rug hooking by N cell, the letter N cell. Those are the two big ones for looking for stuff. There's a bunch of wool swap pages that are often like babies' clothes and stuff, but those are the two big ones for rug hooking. So if you're looking for this, you have to be diligent about the search, but it's well worth it. It's a giant book full of inspiration. And let me know if you think it'd be fun to do that. I'll download the pattern like for free and just make our own version of something small, like 10 by 10 or 12 by 12, something small. Let me know if that strikes you as a good idea. I think we're getting there. Tomorrow's already Friday. I can't believe we've made it this far, considering the first episode glitched out so badly and I didn't realize it was glitching out. And the second episode, I didn't realize the camera was on and I walked through the room with my bra 5 minutes before the camera went on. That was awesome. And for anybody that saw that, I'm super sorry. But after many cries and pulling it together, we've been able to get through 5 episodes, a full week of coffee time without nudity or any more breakdowns. So it's been super fun. Let's keep going. I've got a lot of things for tomorrow, and always let me know if you want to talk about something in particular. I can attack something. We'll probably do Mercedes and James Hutchinson tomorrow. We'll see how it goes. But in the meantime, have a great day. It was great seeing you. I love that you're there. A good idea for the files would be a resource list on a spreadsheet. Whew, two of those words I barely understand. Marie, I know you're right. So I'm going to process that as soon as I'm concentrating. You're right. I want to make that as usable as I can. Let me think about that. But yeah, I'm going to improve it. Any improvements that you can help me with technically, that's not the stuff for me. And I appreciate any help or tips on getting our stuff up in a way that everybody can use it and the most people can use it. Hi, Beverly. Hey, Penny. Have a great day. And I will see you tomorrow. We are almost right on the edge of the weekend, living on that bridge, waiting for the weekend. But I'm looking forward to tomorrow's show. Hey, Olivia. Thanks, everybody. And I will see you tomorrow, same time, same place. There we go.